Go ahead.
I had a question for Gerald. And Gerald, by the way, it's an honor to speak with you. Your trends for this year were just incredibly correct. It's just amazing. I wanted to ask you, sir, where you thought oil prices and gold prices were going in the next year, and if you thought that both of these were controlled and possibly being suppressed right now.
Well, thank you for your compliment. And let me first talk about gold. Just so you know, I'm heavily invested in gold. I'm a believer in gold. We don't give investment advice, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. And I got burnt in this last market downturn, because I like to speculate as well, besides having possession. And I have most of my assets in gold and for possession, but I like to play and gamble a little bit as well. I believe that right now gold prices are being suppressed. And when you read information, go on any of the websites of the major coin dealers, they're all talking about a lack of supply and that you're going to have to wait until you get your coins. And this is going on worldwide. And particularly in Europe, where people remember when their currency, particularly in Germany, was worth nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a run on gold, it will wipe out virtually all of the major commodities as people look to a safe haven. Gold is the biggest fear that the governments have, because people are very weary already. As I said, we expect the first executive orders coming out of the new administration to be aimed at banking, with a real possibility of a bank holiday, in which case they're going to say you're not going to be able to get your money out all at once. There'll be a big flight to gold, so I think gold prices are being artificially suppressed. And what we just saw yesterday, in anticipation of an Obama victory, and the piece I just read off the Bloomberg, was that gold went up to almost $40 yesterday on the news that they're going to create more inflation. So on the oil prices, of course, oil prices are manipulated. There's limited supply in terms of the people that are controlling the spigots. You can identify who they are. And I believe that oil prices, when they hit a certain point, the suppliers of the product are going to lower demand. Lower supply. And if demand goes down. So they're going to try their very best. So it's going to be a war between those who want more money for what they're selling and those that want to pay less. And we'll have to see the way it unfolds. But here's what I would suggest. Watch this winter, and particularly watch Russia, and see how they treat Western Europe from the Ukraine west. But what is, I think Europe gets between 60 and 80% of their natural gas from Russia. See if they don't start turning off the spigots every now and then to keep the price up. Because Russia is still bruised over the Georgia War, which they believe the United States instigated. And from that very day, oil prices started to collapse, and the Russian stock market rather started to collapse and hasn't stopped since. So they're very angry at America.
Let's go to a final caller, Kevin in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Go ahead, Kev.
Good morning, George. Good morning, Gerald.
Hi, Kevin.
I have a brief question and a brief comment. The comment is, I was reading a book about the New World Order, and they said do this experiment. Look online or in any phone book where there's a Federal Reserve city, such as New York, Chicago, or
St.
San
Louis,
Francisco, and look in the phone book and see which part. Is it in a government blue section? Is it in the white pages? Or is it in the yellow pages? And you'll find that 99.9% of the time, the Federal Reserve offices are in the yellow pages because they're a corporation. They're not a government arm. Now then, with that in tow, do you think Barack Obama is like the Manchurian candidate to bring about the Amero, which I also saw on the Federal Reserve website if you look it up?
30 seconds, Gerald.
Well, yeah, it could well be. And I was a skeptic about the Amero, but I'm becoming less of a skeptic as I see more and more of the consolidation taking place.
Absolutely. Gerald, thanks so much for being on the program this hour. And let's see what the future holds, my friend. Gerald Celente. Back in a moment with the prophecies of John Hogue on Coast to Coast AM.